All right, hey guys, it is me, 80s Rich guest. You guys, we're going to talk to you guys about Benfica versus FC Barcelona, my match preview. So we're going to go ahead and look into the insights. Of course, we'll look in the lineups for both teams. Lineup for Barcelona. We'll obviously look at the lineup Benfica did in the previous game. We'll look at the injury record for Benfica, and we'll also do look at the head-to-head record. So a lot of stuff to preview in this video. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. So looking at first insight here, so Benfica won their first ever game against Barcelona European competition 3-2 in the European Cup final 1961, but have since failed to win in their last 6 competitive meetings, draw 3, lost 3. Barcelona beating the previous 3 away trips to face Benfica in the European Cup / UEFA Champions, who win 1, draw 2, while they have kept a clean sheet all 3 of the games. The last trip came in October 2012 when they went 2-0 under Tata Villanova. Benfica have lost their opening home UEFA Champions League matches in each of the last 3 campaigns, losing to CSKA Moscow in 2017-2018, Bayern Munich in 2018-2019, and RB Leipzig in 2019-2020. Barca looking to avoid losing their first 2 matches UEFA Champions League, UEFA European Campaign for only the second time in their history, and losing both legs of the UEFA First Cup round tie with FC Porto in 1972-1973, suffering elimination. And the 3-0 defeat in Bayern Munich on match day 1, Barca failed to attempt a shot and start UEFA Champions League match for the first time since 2003-2014, 2003-2004. Their 186th match since then. So yeah, this will be taking place at Estadio de Los, and this is not a stadium that many of us Barca fans like. This is where that whole humiliation took place in 2020 against Bayern Munich. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting here. So looking at Benfica right now, how they're doing the league, they're currently right now, as things stand right now, guys, in the Premier League. They're actually first in the league. They've actually picked up 7 wins, 21 points indeed, which is really, really impressive indeed. That is insane stuff indeed. And you look at right here that the matches they have played, the champions, Liga Nos, they have won 3-1 against Vitoria. They won 3-1 against Boavista. They won 5-0 against Santa Clara. Tondela 2-1, 2-0. It's a really, really crazy how well they have done so far in the league. Or imagine they go unbeaten. So, as I said, it's going to be really, really interesting there. So, moving on to the Benfica injuries, as you can see, there are no players injured for Benfica, actually, with the exception of one player, that is Seferovic, who is injured. And by the way, someone did pick up a red card, so he will not. Okay, that's actually never. That's in the league, Premier League, not in the Champions League. So, Seferovic is going to be out. It seems there's no return date set, and obviously, to make some good transfers this summer, obviously, bring Yarmolenchuk, good transfer to John Mario, Lazaro, Met, Radonjic. They did let go of Vinicius, Pedrino, Florentino, Nuno Tavares. Their top goal scorer this season has been Roman Yarmolenchuk with 4 goals, Darwin Núñez with 4 goals, Rafa Silva with 2 goals, Racimo with 2 goals, Wall Street 2 goals, and their most assists, Rafa Silva 2 assists, Weigl 2 assists, Grimaldo 2 assists, PZ 2 assists, Yarmolenchuk with 1 assist. So, yeah, as I said before, guys, Benfica, man, they're looking really, really good indeed, and I've been really, really impressed with them. Okay, moving on to the formations, moving on to the thing, and actually, let's go ahead and look at the lineups. Actually, we'll get back to that later, sorry. Let's look at the head-to-head record between the two teams. So you can see the last 7 meetings, Benfica have not picked up a win. The last time they even won was against Barcelona 3-2. So since then, they have drawn or lost the game. So interesting there. And the head-to-head record between Koeman and Jesus is actually 4 matches for him, and he's actually drawn once and lost 3 times. Koeman has actually lost 1 time against him. He's recorded okay. Interesting. Most valuable player for Benfica is Rafa Silva with 26.40, and De Jong is the most valuable for Barcelona. And you can see the top fixture of the goal scorers, and this one is Cesc Fabregas with 1 goal, and Mario Coloni, Sanchez with 1 goal. Hober, yeah, it's going to be really interesting there. So, yeah, it's going to be really interesting. You can see the amount of the transfers that has been done from both teams. Obviously, you got Nelson Simone being the more recent one, and then obviously John Claire Tebow went on loan. Indeed, so yeah, as I said, it's going to be really, really interesting, this clash. Okay, let's move on to the lineups for Benfica. Let's see what their lineup was in the last game, which they played. They won 3-1 away. So I think we'll probably see the same 11 as this. Valsarich, Vertonghen, Otamendi, Versimo, Grimaldo, John Mario, Weigl, Lazars, Rafa Silva, Yarmolenchuk, and Darwin Núñez. I think Yarmolenchuk, Núñez, Grimaldo, Otamendi, Vertonghen, and Valsarich are the players to look out for. Rafa Silva as well, Mario as well. It's a good team, guys. It's a good team indeed, and I think they could cause Barcelona some issues. Now we move on to the lineups for Barcelona. Let's look at the lineups for Barcelona. And this is the lineup that I think Koeman's going to put out here. Remember, guys, Koeman will be back for this game because that's that suspension. It only applies in the league, so he'll be fine for this game. He'll be here, guys, and this will be our final. This could potentially be Koeman's final game for the month of September, and maybe even final game with the club as well. I personally think Koeman will stay. I don't think Koeman will be sacked before this clash. It's a bit too soon. And as I said before, guys, if Koeman does get sacked, it'll probably be during the international break. I can't imagine Barca doing it right now. I just can't. There's not enough time, and it's going to take forever to find. So, anyways, getting back to 11 here. Let's go ahead and look at this. So I think Ter Stegen will start for sure. Des, Arau, Piqué, Mingueza. I don't think Balde or Alba will be fit enough for this game. I know the squad hasn't been out yet, but I'm going to make the assumption that neither of them will make the squad. Now, De Jong and Busquets are obviously going to start. De Jong, obviously, serving his suspension, he'll obviously start. And then for me, I think Pedri might start this game. And it all depends on whether Pedri makes the squad or not. Now, even though the squad list hasn't been out yet, I have a feeling he might get into the squad because I saw he was training already last week. So let me just make this clear. If Pedri is fine and he's in the squad, then I think he starts. If he is not in the squad, and then I think we could see we'll probably see Nico Gonzalez start. We'll probably see Nico Gonzalez start, or maybe Gavi. There's no chance of Puig. No chance of Puig. With Koeman, he's not going to start him. I very much doubt it. So essentially, I'm making the gamble that Pedri will be in the squad list. Okay, so it's kind of difficult to say whether he'll make it or not. And then for me, Depay, Luke, De Jong, and Coutinho. Now, people will make an argument, why not Ansu Fati? Here's the thing, guys. Ansu Fati is coming from a long-term injury, and I just don't think that Koeman will want Fati to play. I think Koeman will want to ease Fati into this. Let Fati develop on his own and give him some minutes, so gradually build up. So I don't imagine Koeman starting him immediately. I think this time around he'll play more minutes than he did against Levante. I think he'll probably play 30 minutes. So I have this feeling like he will gradually build up. So 10, 30, 60, and then eventually 90. I think it's going to take him some time to develop and really start a full game. I just don't think he's just there just yet. And for me, I think Fati off the bench could be a really good option for us. Obviously I would like to see Demar start. It would be a really, really nice opportunity for him to start. And yeah, I just think that for me, guys, I just don't really think that it's realistic. I really don't think it's realistic. This is my probable starting 11. So now leads me on to my score prediction, guys. This is a tough game to predict. Benfica, they have been really, really doing really well this season. I've been really impressed with what they have done. Rafa Silva, Yaremchuk as well, João Mario as well. They got some quality players in that team. I think for me, with all that said, I think Barcelona will win this game. And the reason why I say this is because of the fact that we won against Levante so comfortably indeed. And then I know Benfica will probably be a bigger challenge than Levante, don't get me wrong, but I just feel as though that win against Levante meant everything. Because had we not won that game, then I don't know if we would have won this game. In fact, if we had not won that game, I probably would have said this ends in a draw. But because we won that game so convincingly, and because I feel like the team is more motivated and the team is more united, I feel like the team is finally starting to gel. Or maybe that just might have been Levante tax, for what I know. So I'm going to make the judgment that Barcelona will get the job done. And I'm going to say Barcelona wins this game. I'm going to say they win 2-1. 2-1. It's probably the safe prediction to make. I think we'll open the scoring through. I think Depay will open the scoring in the 20th minute. I think he'll do some skill to beat one of the defenders, and he'll score. And then for me, I think we'll see Luke De Jong. I think we'll see Pedri actually score, surprisingly enough. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to say Fati scores off the bench. Actually, no. I'm going to say Pedri. Pedri scores in the 60th minute to make it 2-0. Then I think Benfica will try to pull a consolation goal in the 70-ish, 8th minute to try to salvage a comeback and just fail agonizingly so. And Barca takes home 3 points. Because remember right now, guys, we have to capitalize upon here. And that, for me, guys, this is a game that Barca should win. We need to at least get a draw from this game, And for me, guys, if we can pick up at least 10 points in this group, we should be comfortably safe for that second place position. Because the good thing is that Benfica, Dynamo Kiev, they drew their opening game. That is huge for Barcelona. Because had Benfica won that game, there would have been a lot of pressure on this game. And of course, there is still a lot of pressure. But Benfica, it would be even more pressure because now there's that. So in my opinion, if we could pick up 4 points against Benfica, pick up 6 points against Kiev, puts us 10 points, we're through to the next round, I think. And so it's imperative that we at least try to get a win here so that way we don't have to go all guns blazing against Dynamo Kiev. and obviously Dynamo Kiev. So because I wanted us to be in a position where we pick up at least 10 points from these 2 games, 4 games. Because as I said, we're not going to pick up anything against Bayern in the return game. We're not going to pick up anything against Bayern in the Allianz Arena. Just forget that, okay? So these are the games that we need to pick up points in. And I feel like for me, if we can get a road victory here and the against Benfica, it'd be pretty impressive. So as I said, it'll be a very tricky clash. I wouldn't be surprised to see this end in a draw. A very frustrating 0-0 or a 1-1 draw. Even Benfica might win by like a 1-goal margin. I think that could also happen as well. But I just have a feeling that Barcelona edged through very narrowly, but this could be very close indeed. So I want you guys to comment down below what you guys' thoughts on the match. Who are you guys fear most about Benfica and as well? And make sure to check out me and my platforms, me and my other platforms listed in the description below, as well as make sure you guys comment, subscribe on this video, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.